standing now on Seminary Ridge, position of most of the Confederate Army on July 2nd and 3rd, 1863, and behind me is the North Carolina Memorial. The North Carolina Memorial honors the men from North Carolina that fought and died on this battlefield July 1 through 3, 1863. And it's located on this spot in part because this is near the location where roughly 7,000 Confederate infantrymen, many of them North Carolinians, launched their part in Pickett's charge, the climactic moment of the Battle of Gettysburg. The North Carolina Memorial today is one of many monuments that dot the Gettysburg battlefield. It was designed and sculpted by famed sculptor Gutzon Borglum, who also designed Mount Rushmore. Today, these 5 bronze figures still look across the battlefield where so many of them fought and died on July 3rd, 1863. We've made our way south. We're now at the North Carolina Memorial on the Gettysburg battlefield, Auto Tour Stop 4. The memorial honors the North Carolinians who fought and died on this battlefield on July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 1863. More importantly, though, we're on Seminary Ridge. 2 ridges run south of the town of Gettysburg, roughly parallel. One is called Cemetery Ridge, and you can see Cemetery Ridge about a mile across the fields behind me, marked by the prominent memorials and monuments you can see today. Cemetery Ridge is going to be the position of most of the Union Army on July 2nd, 1863. Now, Seminary Ridge, again, where we're standing, is going to be the position occupied by about 1/3 of the Confederate Army of Northern Virginia. This would be A.P. Hill's Corps. As we already mentioned, Robert E. Lee didn't expect the battle to happen at Gettysburg, but by the end of the day on July 1st, 1863, he's made the decision to renew the fighting if the Union Army was still in position on Cemetery Hill and Cemetery Ridge the following day. And by dawn, the Union Army was still at Gettysburg. They've decided to continue to fight the battle here. But what Robert E. Lee really needs to formulate his plan of attack is information about the strength and position of the Union Army. And to get that information, in the early morning hours of July 2nd, 1863, Robert E. Lee will send scouts out to scout out the position of the Union Army. One scout, his name is Captain Samuel Johnston, would make his way down the length of Seminary Ridge, where we are right now, towards where he thought the left flank of the Union Army would be. And Captain Johnston is going to report back after his reconnaissance that the left flank, the left end of the Union Army is vulnerable. It's in the air. And Lee is going to use that information to formulate his plan of attack for July 2nd, 1863. And here's Robert E. Lee's plan. He wants to launch 2 simultaneous attacks against the Union Army, positioned again a mile across the fields behind me. One assault, the main assault, led by Lieutenant James Longstreet, would involve roughly 18,000 Confederate infantrymen deploying along either side of the Emmitsburg Road and launching an attack against the left flank of the Union Army. At the exact same time, on the opposite side of the battlefield, in front of Cemetery Hill and Culp's Hill, Lieutenant General Richard Ewell, commanding one of 3 corps in the Confederate Army, would launch a diversionary attack against the Union positions at Cemetery Hill and Culp's Hill. Lee's idea is that these 2 separate attacks would strike the Union Army at the exact same time and hopefully crush it, winning Lee the day, winning Lee the battle, and maybe even winning Lee the war. The only problem was a lot of the information that Lee was basing his plan on was wrong.